Hey, what's up, MythGuardian? It's Cool Cat here with another MythGuard deck. Ignore the eye. I actually woke up with half of a swollen face, so I'm kind of working on that as my day goes on. But we're going to go ahead and go over another MythGuard deck today. Today we are going over the deck that I used to hit Mithril this season in Beta Season 2. It's going to be Logic's Valkyrie deck. I know we've covered a Valkyrie deck in the past, but this deck's a little different. It's a lot flashier. You have a lot of really cool plays that you can make, some really big damage, lethal turns, and pretty much every turn after turn 5 can turn into a lethal puzzle with this deck, and you can get a lot of really surprising results. So let's go ahead and, as usual, hop into the deck list. We'll go over some replays, and we'll have that short conclusion at the end. Alright, so starting with the deck list, the path and the power, we're going to be running Rainbow's End. It's a really good draw engine for aggressive decks. You can generally draw a lot more with this than you would with, say, Turn of Seasons or, in this case, Journey of Souls. I only prefer Journey of Souls, really, when you have a lot of rush minions, because the rush minions are a lot more valuable than, say, a Valkyrie Tough or a Fossa Grim to get back from the Boneyard. But the Rainbow's End, you're generally going to draw a single card every maybe 2 or 3 turns, as opposed to once every 4 turns. And you also start with the coin on the pursuit, which will help you catch up in the tempo if you do end up going second. And then for the power, I am running Impel. It's a very mobile deck. This deck is based around mobility of Valkyrie units, so Impel, of course, is an obvious choice. Some people do run Infuse because the extra attack can close out some games that Impel might not be too helpful in, but I find Impel to be a lot more consistent in its usefulness. So we're going to start off with the Rainbow Package, the enchantment package. We are running 4 Cairnhenge. It's a really great aggressive enchantment to really secure the board, trade up, and get some more value out of your minions early, and really make sure that you have that board under control. We are running a single copy of Field of Poppies. The same reason as the Cairnhenge, it'll help you trade up with your Frecky Scout, with your Valkyrie Tough, to make sure you can get a little bit more value and clear the enemy board so that you can swing face more. We're running 3 of the Demolition Speedway, another really great enchantment. Giving your minions overrun is really great, especially because a lot of the Valkyries are slightly overstated and they can all get buffed by the Road Queen. So giving them overrun and 2 extra attack is going to help you deal a lot of damage to the enemy's face to close out those games. And then we are running 2 Sea Haven. Giving your minions Agile is really, really great with your overstated Valkyrie minions. And then also giving them Armor 2 on the opponent's turn makes it so that it's really difficult for your opponent to remove these minions. So you put an important minion like your Troll, like your Road Queen on the Sea Haven, and it's pretty much just going to be there the rest of the game, barring any hard removal. And then we are running 3 of the Giant Stairway. This one, you don't generally play it out. You usually play it in conjunction with your Allfather's Horn, because it refreshes the mana and gives you an extra standard action. So it's just a lot better with the Horn, and you don't really ever get the chance to play it out on its own. So that is that, and then we have the Valkyrie Package. It's pretty standard stuff. You have a full suite of the 1-drop Frecky Scout, so you have something to play on 1. You have the full suite of the Valkyrie Toughs. It's a really great 2-drop. Since it's mono blue, that 2-gem requirement's not hard to hit because you're guaranteed to get it. And then we have the Road Queen. Of course, all of your other Valkyrie minions get +1/+1. A really great AoE buff to pretty much all of your minions. We are running only 2 of the Storm Daughters Chosen. This is one of the weaker Valkyries. You usually don't want your Valkyries to die, so that extra ability isn't too helpful. You really just want this for the overrun, because it has overrun automatically, and you don't have to worry about placing it on that Demolition Speedway. And then we have the Kara Morning Wives, really, really great tempo tool. You throw this down and then the opponent pretty much has to buff it before they kill it or use a single hard removal spell on it, as opposed to like a Road Queen on the Sea Haven. So it's just really great, and if they can't remove it, it can easily snowball out of control and then plop it on a Demolition Speedway, and that's hitting face every turn. And then you have your support package. You have 4 of the Einhard Thanes. Really, they're just for a curve smoother. Just having the extra 2 drops, the extra ability to play something on 2 when you don't have your Valkyrie Toughs is key in some matchups. It's also really great for controlling the early board against some early rush minions or your Strogi pups or what have you. And then we have the Fossagrim. Again, movement is very important. A 3 mana 3/4 is really good stat-wise as well. And the regen 1 does come in handy occasionally. And giving your minions an extra move action to swing around some blockers, swing into some blockers to get some value trades. You have your Bridgeway Trolls. It's pretty much just a Fossagrim on steroids, giving all of your minions a move action and teleport, so that you can move wherever you want on the board to make sure that you're able to smack their face. And then you have, I have 2 of the Thunderclaps. The original list only had 1 Thunderclap, and they also ran the Valhalla Junkyard. So I don't have the Junkyard. So I'm not running that. Of course, I slotted in an extra Thunderclap instead for consistency in the draw, so that I can make sure to have that AoE when I need it. And then you have Magnus, just the best card in the game pretty much. It's really, really amazing. Thunderclap on a stick, 4/4 for 5 isn't terrible stat-wise. Dealing 2 damage to all enemy minions is extremely strong, especially against red-orange. A lot of their minions only have 2 health, and that's the most popular deck on ladder right now. And then you have the Allfather's Horn. This card allows for a lot of really tricky lethals that wouldn't be possible without it. Giving all of your minions a standard action, and then plopping down that giant stairway once your gems are refreshed, or popping down that Bridgeway Troll to make sure that your minions get 2 swings straight to their face. Can really close out a lot of games with a lot of really big burst. I've done 20-25 damage in 1 turn just off of the Allfather's Horn and a Bridgeway Troll combo. So that's the list right there. So let's go ahead and hop into some replays and we'll see how it plays out. Alright, so this first match is up against Nomad92. This was a really great match. He is on the blue-green Reanimator. So let's go ahead and take a look. I don't have a 1-drop, so I burn my Sea Haven, play out a Cairnhenge. I might as well get that down. I don't have anything else to do this turn. And then they do the standard Reanimator stuff, burn a card, discard a fatty. They choose to discard the Short Stag. Short Stag's pretty hard to deal with. It can only take 3 damage at a time. But I draw my second troll, so I burn 1 so that I can keep both of my enchantments in hand. You generally want to burn enchantments so that you can have a higher chance of drawing them from your rainbow power, but all of the enchantments that I had are pretty important for me. But I'll go ahead and burn that Field of Poppies. I'll trade off that into that Born Again. I'd considered throwing down the Demo Speedway under that, but that would have made that a 1-for-1 trade, and the Cairnhenge allowed it to live. And he finally plays out the Necromantic. So what I'm going to do here, I'll play out my Bridgeway Troll, and then I will go ahead and move that Valkyrie Tough off of it, and which will kill it, but it is completely worth it to make sure that that 2/3 doesn't die. Because I don't want him to get the kill off on that 2/3 and bring that Short Stag back. That's just a headache and a half to deal with. So now I'll take this chance to plop down my Demo Speedway, kill off that Born Again. That 1 health is really great with my overrun. I'm going to go ahead and swap my guys around so that I can get an extra 2 damage in with my Bridgeway Troll. And then they will play their second Necromantic, so it's kind of hard to deal with now. Now is when I start to get a little bit worried. But with the Allfather's Horn draw, I actually have lethal, so it's really 14 damage just out of nowhere. I give him a move action, I plop him right in the middle. I use my Impel power to move him over to give the Bridgeway Troll access, Thunderclap for the last 2 damage. So that was a pretty exciting game. They weren't able to get any of their Necromantics off due to my my hijinks with my Bridgeway Troll, my mobility moving around the board, and I just found that open slot in the middle to deal that last bit of damage. All right, and this next match is against Aether SSB. He is on the red-orange mid-range, Heaven and Hades, standard stuff. So I am going second. I have the coin in my hand. I don't have anything that I can play on one other than a Lonely Cairn Henge, but what we will do is we'll just go ahead and burn the Giant Stairway, and we'll throw down the Cairn Henge opposite side so that we can make sure to get some pressure off. That second Giant Stairway draw was pretty helpful off of the Rainbow Power so that I can have something to burn next turn to throw down one of these many Valkyrie Toughs in my hand. And Aether pretty much just takes over the board right there. It's not the best thing for me, but I can definitely take over the right-hand side with this Valkyrie Tough, so I'm not that worried about it. They do have the Trapezist so that they can clear off my Valkyrie Tough, but that's no problem at all because I can just play another one coupled with a Frecky Scout. So I'll go ahead and burn the Storm Daughter's Chosen, drop my Valkyrie Tough to the right once more, play my Frecky Scout in the middle so that I can try to stop their pup from gaining too much life so that I can make sure that they don't put me out of lethal range. They continue to use their minions to clear off my Valkyrie Toughs, which is really great value for me because that's a 2-drop and they just traded 2 minions into it, so I am in good shape. I'm going to go ahead and drop my Kara Morning Wives. They only have a single card in hand, so I'm not too concerned with them being able to remove it because as they play minions, it'll get bigger and bigger, and it's just something that most decks aren't able to deal with. Especially decks like the red-orange that rely on using your rush minions to clear off, as removal. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my Fossagrim. I just drop it for the 3/4 body. It's really strong against that 3/2, guarantees that they'll either have to infuse or use 2 minions to kill it off, which is something that I'm really looking to do just to make sure that I can get the most out of my damage. And so I have the Horn, I have the Bridgeway Troll in hand, so I'm really looking to get that combo off to get my lethal damage in next turn, which it looks like I do have the chance for lethal if they don't clear anything, and they did not. They actually left the left side of the board completely open here. So what I'm going to do is burn the next card that I draw, that Einhard Thane, and then I'm going to pop the Allfather's Horn, giving all of my minions another standard action, drop down the Bridgeway Troll, move my minions over to the unblocked left-hand side, and that is more than lethal. That's actually going to be, so that'll be 18 plus 6, that's 24 damage right there, just on turn 6. So that's extreme burst potential. You do have a really great matchup into red-orange, so if you're facing a lot of them, make sure to run this deck. It will punish immensely, as you can see. So that is the deck. It's a very powerful deck. I used it in Gold 9 and Gold 10 to finally push through that mithril goal that I had set for myself this season. I was on red-orange a lot of the time, but it started to get countered pretty hard by the meta. I saw a lot of reanimators. I saw a lot of blue-yellow, so I was having a little bit of trouble getting through. So I just switched to Valkyries, and the good old reliable Valkyries got me there. I am planning on playing this deck a lot more this season. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, after turn 5, it really turns into just a lethal puzzle every single turn. As long as you have that Horn, as long as you have the Troll, you can almost always just squeeze it out somehow. Even in that last game against Aether, as you had seen, it looked pretty grim for me, but with the Horn and the Troll, I brought it right out. So give me a like if you like the video. Make sure you do subscribe for more MYTHGARD content. Drop a comment down below if you have any suggestions, if you have any decks you want me to try out, or if you just want to shout out and say what's up. I'm happy to help if you need any replacements for anything, and as always, GG for Matt.